Today I'm doing a very special video. For one, I have my daughter with me. She's obviously asleep. I'm totally leaving that super slobbery mess on her because I'm gonna look at this in the future and I'm gonna embarrass her with it. But today I am opening up my Star Wars Celebration stuff. I bought this merch, I think in December. It was like basically at the end of last year, and it was like, all right, you have to allow, for whatever odd reason, 4 to 8 weeks for processing and shipping. So fortunately, all the stuff finally came. I only ended up getting 3 things. I wanted to get some more stuff, but they had like a Hawaiian shirt on there. I really wanted it because my job, well, before Ye Virus, we used to do a thing where every Friday was like Hawaiian shirt day, and I was like, I would love to have a Hawaiian shirt of, Empire Strikes Back. That would be super cool. The Battle of Hoth. Actually, it was like pretty much the whole movie really in a Hawaiian t-shirt. I was like, that's great, but it was like $80 for that shirt. I'm like, that's not worth $80. And plus, admittedly, I had to pay like $30 for shipping. I don't know why the shipping was so insane, but for whatever reason, it was just like the most expensive thing I'd ever seen. And I bought tons of stuff that technically came from, like, I assume it was California, but either way, it was $30. I was like, the things I got, I really, really wanted. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. So here we go. For some reason, my thing also says it was rewrapped and resealed by the USPS. I hope everything's fine. I only got 3 things, so they better be okay or I'll be super pissed. But we're just going to pop this open. Decent sized box because I got large items, but none of them are actually like heavy items. So we'll go with, let's see. These things are huge. I was about to say, I swear to God, I thought something was missing. So we're going to go with our first item here, which I'm going to be wearing. It is the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back bomber jacket. I saw this. I actually saw Star Wars Theory. He got like an unboxing for it, and I think that was actually how I found out. I was like, oh, let me check this out really quick. And he mentioned like, oh, and if you go online, you can buy it now because once again, thanks to Ye Virus, because we couldn't have Star Wars Celebration last year. I was wondering why that was crinkling if they put the stuff in it. Because we couldn't have Star Wars Celebration last year, they were like, oh, well, let's throw this stuff up online. So I had to jump on that because I'm like, I'm probably never gonna have stuff from Star Wars Celebration. Okay, that's not bad. It's like, maybe I'll lose a little bit weight. It'll feel a little bit better on me. It's like slightly tight in the arm. Sorry about that cut. I didn't realize my settings for my camera were in 4K, so I basically got like 2.5 minutes or however long that was, and then my camera decided it needed to die. So had to take a second there, but now we're in 1080p. So I don't know how that's gonna go with my rendering because when I do 1080p, I do 60 frames. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Either way, I like the jacket. As I was getting up and walking around in my amazing dark side PJs here, the arms are tight on this thing. Like if I bunch up, I don't have muscle. I just have, fat. There's just fat here. And this like feels like tight. So it's really weird that it bunches up like that. And, I mentioned before the cut, as far as like losing weight and stuff, that could definitely help me a little bit with, the center here. And that's fine. So, rocking my dark side PJs. I love these things, by the way. No pockets, but, still good. But I like it. It's cool. Of course, the design on the back, if you didn't know that was there. Darth Vader. Super freaking sweet. I actually like the jacket. I think it's a decent fit. It's not too bad. I actually don't think it's tight. It's really literally just the arms. Like even with my extra, viral weight, it's a decent size. I normally wear large, so this feels fine. It's literally just the arms, and that's the weirdest thing. Like everything else about this jacket fits perfectly fine, but for some reason, like if I bunch my arms up, I'm like, it's just really tight in here. It's really odd. And I do have another bomber jacket, and it doesn't bunch up like that. Maybe it's because of the material, because that one is actually much softer. It's like actual cotton and not polyester. I'm bad on materials and linens and whatnot, but I still love the jacket. I think it's amazing, and also great potential to be a reversible jacket because of the inside of this thing, which is amazing. So that's the inside, which is wild. Like, I don't know why they didn't just make it reversible, like just, take the tag off and stuff, but you easily could. I mean, if you just pop it inside out, it's fine. And it goes all the way down. That's the crazy thing. I'm like, how is this not reversible? But they literally did it all the way down to the arms. I'm like, that's super weird, because I felt like they went every single step of the way to make this a reversible jacket, except they didn't just go like, yeah, it's reversible, and we took the tags off, or at least made them, like put them down at the waistline or something like that. And it's like, that's odd, because that's perfect. You know, when you want to get extra fancy, boom. Super, and it doesn't feel that bad, you know, on the outside, or having the outside, I guess, touching your arms and stuff. It feels fine. Oddly feels a little bit looser, actually. Having it reversed, this feels way better. That's weird. I swear, it's literally just like, and I'm doing it like I really don't have any muscle. It's literally just like right at the pinch, it feels tight. And it still does if I like specifically try, but it's much lighter, which is really weird. So like when you reverse it, it feels lighter. So I don't know if that's a thing with bomber jackets and you just have to get used to that. If you happen to know that, by all means tell me. And you can do the same. It would just be reversed here, but you can still technically do it. It would just be a little tough. A little extra tough. But I do like this though. And I swear, they're one step away. Like, they could have just made it reversible, and I think it would have been fine. It's so hard to do this because it's obviously not meant to be a reversible jacket, and I'm screwing myself, so I'm not even going to zip it all the way up. And obviously, sadly, you can't use the pockets, of course, but I like it. I think it looks good. Giant, like, it's so crazy. They literally, all the way down the arms and everything. Grandiose picture, all that good stuff. And it's just not reversible. Weird. But I think it's great. I'm probably going to be wearing this for the rest of the video once I go in like this. Probably shouldn't have been effing around with that. But I like the jacket. This, of course, was the first thing I had to show off because, like I said, I'm going to be wearing it the whole way through. And it probably will actually just be like this. Yeah, I'll deal with it later. So here we go. Reversible jacket. That's item number 1. Item number 2. I don't wear slippers, but I had to get these. So there's a buttload of merch on this website. And I guess I didn't get to talk about that much either because the camera cut off on me. But going through the Star Wars Celebration site, it's like, oh man, there's a ton of merch. Ooh, soft. Tons of merch that I'll never get to have because I don't go to the cons. Tauntauns. It's amazing. She sleep, it don't matter. Tauntauns. Like, it's so good. I don't wear slippers, but I was like, I gotta get these. And they're so freaking soft. These are soft. And then this side, we got, of course, Han Solo. And this side, oops, we got Luke Skywalker. So that's super cool. So you got your characters on the side. The only thing I hate is that it's like these long things. That's the only way to get the images. But I'm like, that's gonna suck. Every time I want to take them off after, you know, they're almost like, I'm sure they'll, you know, they're slippers. So they'll literally, I'll still just pull my foot out and they'll slip out. But had to get these. And they are genuinely soft and big. I wear size 12. So that would also explain like why these things look like boats. So there's that. But these are nice. These are definitely good. Man, pop my foot into this bad boy. And I knew I bought these because I was like, I don't wear slippers, but I know if I get these, I'll wear them. I'll totally wear them. That feels so good. That's like silk. Ooh. No wonder they slept inside this thing. This feels fantastic. Oh, let me scoot back a little bit here. I gotta do a bunch of adjustments. Bam! These are amazing. Tauntauns. I love them. I love them. I'm gonna have to cut the little thing in the middle there, but oh, that feels good. If you didn't get to pick these up, I am so sorry, but these feel fantastic. I don't wear slippers, but it just feels so nice. It feels so nice on my bare foot. I don't know if people wear socks with slippers. That doesn't make sense. So you probably don't wear socks with your slippers, but whew, I'm happy. I don't think I'm gonna wear them. Admittedly, I have a 1-bedroom apartment, so I probably won't be wearing my slippers too much. I'll probably still stick to the barefoot thing for most of the time. But these feel fantastic. I'm actually like, I feel like I'm having one of those weird adult moments, like, wow, great slippers, but then I can't do that because I'm like, I bought Tauntaun slippers, so it's like, it's that half adult thing where it's like, well, you really need good shoes sometimes, but then it's like, my shoes are Tauntauns with Han and Luke on them, so I don't know where that lies in the spectrum of adulthood. Yet I have a daughter. Interesting. So that's item number 2. Item number 3. One of our favorite little additions to the Star Wars universe, The Mandalorian, has provided us with the cutest little guy. So this is it's not leather, it's like a pleather sort of suede type of deal. And he's stuck in there, little baby Yoda, or Grogu of course. I just had to get it. I was like, I gotta get the little thing. Like it's hard not to, you know. And I love how the backpack looks. They have it stuffed right now, so it's, you know, keeping its shape. But well, look at him. Yeah, he's not as cute as my little. I mean, she's slobbing on herself, but she's super pretty. But yeah, he's not as cute. But you know, can't deny there's some cuteness there. And I like this. It says Star Wars Celebration. It's kind of etched in on the back there. Don't know how well that'll come in with my lighting, but you can see the etching, but it's probably like super hard to read. But I had to get this one too. I was like, gotta get the jacket. The jacket I actually went back and forth on. I was like, I don't know if I want the jacket. I kind of want the jacket, and I was like, I should get it. It's like, it's a cool jacket. It's a 40th anniversary thing. It was, I think, 100 or something. I think it may have only been like 90. And I mentioned, you know, the tiki shirt. It was like $80. It was like $10 or $20. Even if this was 100, I'm like, it's like $20 more for like a full cool on bomber jacket. Not that the shirt wasn't cool, but it wasn't $80 cool. Like a jacket, I could be like, all right, I could spend $100 on a specialty 40th anniversary edition jacket. Especially, I still don't get why they didn't make it reversible, because it's so amazing, especially to do the print all the way on up the arms. Super odd. It was like they were so close. It's really weird to me. I'm like, how did this not end up being reversible? But still love it. But I was going back and forth on the jacket. This was kind of like, yeah, I need that. I just kind of need it. Aside from the fact that, of course, this is Grogu, it's pretty easy to just be like, well, if I just threw on a little tank top and some pants, I could be like, oh, that's actually just Yoda. You know, you could do a little quick cosplay with it, but had to pick this up. The slippers, like I said, I don't buy slippers, so, man, even on the outside, they're soft. Wow. Tauntauns are just so versatile. They're soft on the outside. They smell bad, but, you know, what can you do? You can sleep inside of them and everything's good. They feel good for your feet. That's probably the best sleep they ever had inside that thing. That's crazy. But I love everything I got so far. I know this is like a super random video. But I would love to know if you guys were able to pick up any items. What'd you get from the Star Wars Celebration? If things continue the way that they did, of course, last year. I think we're kind of moving out of that. So, you know, so far, a lot of conventions, like I do a lot of anime conventions and stuff, a lot of them have been like, we're kind of going forward. It'll, of course, I'm sure be limitations and whatnot. So with that being the case, we might actually get Star Wars Celebration this year, and we could end up having, limited capacity sort of deal. I, of course, won't go. I've never been to Star Wars Celebration, so it was like one of those weird benefits, having the virus kind of hit, and it's just like, oh, find your little silver lining in there. They had to put the merch up online because they didn't want to waste all their money. So then it was like all of us fans, across the country, possibly even the world. I don't know if it went international. I don't know how much that would have possibly cost. It cost me $30. I'm in Michigan, and it's California, so it cost me $30. I can only imagine a different country, but I loved it, and I was like, cool. Maybe we'll have that again. I'm surprised they never did it. And if they have, I just, of course, never heard about it. But I'm like, man, they should just do like 1/3 of their stock and just toss it online for people to buy. And then, of course, whatever doesn't sell, you toss the rest up, later. And they even closed it out at the end of the year. They didn't keep it going. So I would assume they didn't sell out of every single thing that they made. And they'll, who knows, it'll probably just end up in stores, in Disney World and stuff like that. So maybe that's what will happen. But I was like, man, they should have always done that anyway and just allowed people to do that. Like I said, I don't know if they did or not. Like, I never even thought to actually look into that stuff, but now I'm going to. For me, it's like, I just never even thought, Star Wars Celebration. For me, cons is mostly, if it ain't E3, then it's an anime convention, and I never looked at any of the Star Wars stuff, D23 and all that. I never even thought to be like, oh, what exclusives are there, which is dumb on my part as a collector, but it just never actually occurred to me. And plus, anything that was only sold at the con was, I'm not going to pay that much money for it anyway. So, getting it from the site, decent prices, crazy shipping. But as far as the actual individual items, I think everything was fairly well priced. There are definitely some items that I wish I got. They had, they had like Tauntaun plushies, and you could get one that was alive, but then they had one with like the X'd out eyes and it was dead. I do wish I could have got that, because that was just really funny to me. And I was like, I would love to have been able to pick one of those up, but they were sold out by the time I found out about the store. But I think that was like the main thing that I wish was still on the store that I could have got. Everything else, I was like, oh, I kind of want that. They had the, Mando and the Child. They had like the tiki mug thing, and I was like, that would be cool. But man, they also had the really big one, which is was it the ATST? I think it was the AT-AT. Yeah, it was the AT-AT, and it was like a giant, like So I forget, it was like a giant, not a mug, but it was really more for like parties, like a actual like punch bowl. And I was like, I would love to have that because it just looks amazing. But then I was just like, nah, it just wasn't really worth getting. So I didn't get that. I wish I did have like a buttload of extra money. I would have picked it up anyway, but obviously I had to pick and choose, especially with it being around the holidays. I had already bought gifts for people, and I was like, this is kind of, my personal gifts. But I love it. I'm glad I got everything. I highly doubt there's anything extra in here, but I'll open it up just because. But I like this. Yeah, it's just the packaging and stuff. Just a little paper. But I like everything I got. These, honestly, I'm kind of the happiest about the slippers. Like, I'm telling you, they feel so good. It's ridiculous how soft this thing feel on my feet. I don't know why that's a big deal to me, but it is. I wasn't expecting it to feel that good, and it got me. Even on the outside, they feel good. On the inside, they feel even better. They look nice. They're definitely nerdy, so of course I'm happy with that. But thanks for checking this one out. Sorry about the rambling there at the end. I would love to know your thoughts as well. As far as the celebration stuff, do you think they should sell things online? Have they sold things online? And I've just been missing out all these years, and I could have been getting like epic Star Wars merch like once a year. Would love to know your thoughts on that. If you picked anything up, what did you end up getting? What do you wish you ended up getting? I don't know if you can check. You can find a bunch of other videos. I'm probably like the last person to actually do it. I'm sure there are some other people that bought things last minute. But we'd love to know what you guys thought about the item that I ended up picking up. If you end up finding other videos, you can, I don't know why you would, because nobody does that, but if you happen to watch other videos and come back here, I would love to know what items other people got that you guys wish you were able to pick up. Maybe it was Tiki stuff, maybe it was some of the pop figures, maybe some of the random shirts. They had a bunch of pins and things like that as well. So I would love to know your thoughts on that in general. So please put your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.